Hey guys, Michael Che Romero, and this is Mondays with Michael, and my next guest is...
Tato Caraveo.
All right. Hey Tato, thanks man. Thank you for answering my call, brother. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We're in the great state of Arizona in Phoenix, and kind of tell me, Tato, about you're kind of the OG here in Phoenix. You're like the Godfather. Like you got like respect over here. You're like an OG.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Little maybe. Been at it for over 30 years. So I guess some people would say that's OG.
Yeah, it is. Tell me about where you grew up. What like the schooling here, like your background on the arts, like the teachers that inspired you, the other. I mean, remember 12 ounce Prophet, like all just kind of tell me that, but your humble beginnings.
Yeah, so I grew up in South Phoenix, born and raised in South Phoenix. Started off doing graffiti in high school, and then we had a really good art magnet program that just focused on art, 3-hour blocks. So had a teacher, still my good friend to this day, Michael Prepsky.
Yeah, right. Shout out.
Yeah, he's the guy that brought Keith Haring here in the 80s. Oh shit, I did a mural here. I had a really good, that's as far as my education goes, it's just high school art classes. But other than that, it's just learning by just painting, constantly painting.
Yeah.
In the train yard, graffiti, under bridges, wherever we could paint, So, yeah, did that for quite a while.
Yeah, Krylon cans, right?
Krylon.
Back in the day, Krylon cans.
Yeah, and before we could afford Krylon, it was the really cheap stuff from AutoZone,
Oh God, the $2.99 paint or the $1.99 paint.
$1.99, yeah.
That just smelled horrific,
watery, drippy,
translucent.
Yeah. Couldn't get fades with those, no matter what tip you put on those. It was horrible.
For sure. So, kind of who inspired you? What were the artists when you were young, growing up, that kind of that gave you the gusto and kind of made you go, man, this style, like this style. Like, tell me kind of where do you fit, and who inspired you?
Locally, a good friend of mine's actually was doing graffiti in the early 80s, and I remember seeing him painting a wall down in South Phoenix, and my brother would do like gang graffiti, but not like actual bubble letters.
Yeah.
But I saw this guy, Such, doing like actual graffiti letters that weren't gang affiliated at all, and his characters, and that was sort of like, oh, it doesn't all have to be gang stuff, and you can just paint whatever you want. And it sort of pushed me in that direction more, and I just sort of took it from there.
Yeah. So your artwork, I noticed that you do a lot of characters to yourselves.
Yeah.
And kind of walk me through what do you consider your art style?
I think I just try not to, I've always tried not to get pigeonholed in one style, and just sort of paint as many different styles as I could. Eventually probably do include them all in one painting, or, I've never, I guess if anything, maybe whimsical is what people say.
Kind of like a surrealist, whimsical.
Yeah.
Contemporary.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I took a lot of influence from the earlier graffiti characters, they're very animated and big heads and whatnot, stretched out. So that's carried on to this day. I still do, mainly make my musicians like that when I paint musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I've been focusing more on portraiture.
Yeah, gotcha.
So yeah, it's just constantly changing.
Yeah, constantly. Yeah, the thing about you as an artist, for me. It's like I see a lot of artists that have pigeonholed themselves and and then they try to change styles, and it's tough.
It's hard.
And then you got the collectors going, but we want this stuff,
Yeah.
So I think the more vast you are as an artist, the more you can do style wise. It just makes you better, and you're constantly practicing, and it's like an evolution, right?
Yeah, it's like an ever growing. You're not just like, this is what I do, and that's it. It's just you're constantly growing as an artist. You're developing multiple styles and apply techniques to each other with each different style. So I think it's very helpful to just evolve, and
for sure
in that sense.
Yeah, for me, it's like lifelong learning, and it's a journey. This with this art is like you're constantly learning. Like I try to go to my inspirations are the streets and also galleries, and once you see these works, for me, it's like the works that give me goosebumps. That really, it's like, what is this? People that are pushing the bar, even these small little pieces in these back alleys,
Yeah.
You're just like, what? It's just like, what the fuck is this? And for me, it's like, these are the things that, when you're an artist, art inspires art, right? And then the connections, I think connecting is like key. Like what I'm trying to do here is like, I'm trying to build bridges, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you know this, but like in Los Angeles, huge. We got so many artists in every field over there. And it's like, everybody's on their own island. But for me, it's like connection, building bridges, giving people voices and speaking is just, it's like, for me, it's freeing. It's like, thank you so much for this opportunity, and
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, appreciate you answering the call. I literally just reached out to you, and you followed up, man.
Oh yeah. I'm all about it, man.
You're all about it. See, so for me, like,
talk about a little bit about the community of artists in Phoenix. Like, you go from high school into this.
Well, let's talk about. Let's talk about, were you that alley? I know you were in 2019. You were on PBS and you were featured, and you had this. You were kind of grandfathered this alley of artwork, right? Of these walls, and you literally painted them all, correct?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah. Back then. I had murals on them. They're just open to up and coming artists. Graffiti artists like to go back there. They can paint and practice different things they want, without getting chased or worried about getting busted. So it's just like nice to have these legal walls for other artists, to go out and experiment.
Right. I like, there's this, is it the Oak Mills wall, Oak Street,
yeah.
Like you guys did a festival out there.
Yeah, it's once a year.
Once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Did you coordinate that, or did you put that together, or?
No, that's coordinated from a few people. The main guy is Phil Freedom.
Okay.
He's the main organizer, and it connects all the artists and gets all the artists together. And he's the main. Yeah, he puts that whole thing together.
Yeah.
Does a really good job with that.
Phil Freedom.
Yeah.
Nice. Kind of talk to us about the community of artists in Phoenix, and how the opportunities and like the community.
So there's it's blown up. I think a lot of inspiration was happening, so now you got a larger amount of younger generation that you'd seen before, like that tons of new kids, and they're all doing great stuff. Obviously they're young, so I don't know what it is, but they're just all really nice, genuinely nice people.
Yeah.
And they're just eager to learn. So you have that. You have the people that maybe been doing it for 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then you have like a lot of the older guys like me and a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty tight-knit community, and everyone knows each other.
That's good.
Everyone's sort of, you see a lot of influence bouncing off of artists, just them learning from other artists, so you just see their styles implemented in their work as well, which isn't, I think it's a good thing, because they're young artists developing their styles, so I think that's pretty helpful for them.
Nice. A question to you: do you have like a mentorship program, or do you get young guys to help you out on your works, or do you mostly work solo? Kind of tell me your process and how do you bring mentorship and younger kids to kind of help them and teach them?
Yeah, I do. I bring artists in. If it's something that's not too technical, I'll get a young kid that's up and coming.
Nice.
That's trying to learn, and just I'll teach them what I do, how I control the can, and then just it sort of motivates them, like to want to do it more. In the studio, I think every summer I'll have like a young artist come in, and they'll hit me up like, hey, can you teach me a few things? And I'll be like, dude, come by the studio anytime, It's different from when I was a kid. Everyone had their like, oh, I can't tell you my technique,
Yeah.
It's like
The gatekeepers.
yeah,
I know.
I hated that shit.
Yeah.
Like people weren't eager to share knowledge with each other, and now it's a lot different, and everyone's sharing knowledge of everything, everything art related, which is great,
Tell me how did that shift, that paradigm in this art world shift in this area about these other artists mentoring these younger artists? Tell me about that.
Yeah, the culture, graffiti culture is there's cliques, egos, and that sort of just expanded more with the younger generation being so open, free, just not caring about the ego or whatever. And some of them are great, amazing artists.
Yeah.
And just seeing how they share their knowledge with other younger ones, it's like it just sort of became this thing. It just naturally evolved into help each other out instead of like gatekeeping everything to yourself. Like, oh, where'd you get that color? I ain't telling you. It's like
Gotcha.
all that shit. So. But yeah, it's just sort of something that just naturally evolved as a scene grew.
Yeah.
And, a lot of those old gatekeepers sort of just fell off the scene. And then just the younger generation came up, and they're more willing to help each other out.
For sure. Okay, next question. How many murals do you have in this specific area? Phoenix, Scottsdale.
Oh man,
What do you got?
I have no idea.
Hundreds?
Over 100 murals, and a lot of them are, a lot of them are public. A lot of them are restaurants, bars, Airbnbs.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, people don't really see them unless they're in those Airbnbs or
Gotcha.
residential murals. So they're just they're everywhere, but I'd say over 100 murals.
Okay. Have you painted one of those murals in August and July? Because I don't know if you guys ever been here, but it's like 120.
It's hot.
110.
115 and up. Never.
It doesn't cool down because the concrete just absorbs all that heat and then gives it off at night.
Yeah.
And it's like I remember I had to walk around it at night, like midnight, and it's still 100 degrees.
It's 100. Never gets under 110 in the summer, man.
In the city.
Like, until 4 a.m. It's like 109, and then it goes right up to 112, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no. But yeah, I'm on my third year of not working in the summer. And that's a huge achievement for me, It's like I was like out there, you're just painting. It's like
drinking
these
water.
people are fucking cruel having me out here right now,
Yeah, dude.
And I always feel like they get a kick out of it, like look at
sweating.
they're fucking sweating, get our money's worth,
Yeah.
But
you're sweating, the paint's sweating, the wall's sweating.
It's hot, dude. There's nothing you can do. You need to put a tent up.
Camel pack
Everything
on.
It doesn't work, man.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Savage, yeah.
I see the young kid. They're younger. I'm older, so I see the young kids out there, and I was like, God damn, like the guys are crazy, man.
It just burns you. It just like 8 hours, 4 hours seems like 12 hours when you're out in the sun. I get
I feel
it.
so bad for them sometimes. Man.
Yeah. Okay, so currently as a professional artist, tell me how you work. You said you're not working in the summers now. Kind of tell me how's business, how's your professional career? how are you you doing the gallery scene? You kind of told me that you don't paint in the summers, you paint year round, but summers, and then you're in the studio during the summers painting. Kind of tell me your flow.
So summer times it's all just studio works. I try to prepare for an art show, usually for the fall.
Nice.
And that keeps me busy. And I also do a lot of digital work, calls for art for vinyl wraps or whatever for the cities.
Okay.
So that keeps me busy, keeps me paid. And then I also through that time I'm scheduling my murals. I'm like, can I start in October? And
Yep.
this, I say, like the last few years, it's like everyone's been like, yes, we could, that'll work for us. And
Good.
so I just been constantly, start, but it's always like October 1st I'm starting my murals, and it's still hot, but it's not as bad, but it's doable. And that just keeps me busy till around end of April, May, and then I just take the rest of those few months, and then I'm just back in the studio. So I usually schedule try to do like 10 murals in that time when it's not summertime.
Gotcha.
But sometimes it's more. I'll do like in between jobs. I usually have like a week. I'll give myself like a week or two off.
Yeah.
And then I'll have someone like, hey, I got this opportunity, and if it's something I could do like in a few days, I'm gonna knock that out.
Nice.
So I just try to do as much as I can, just the whole time,
Gotcha. Yeah. Really for the younger artists out there, trying to get like information. Like, I know you're very established here in this city. Do you do any marketing, or is it mostly word of mouth? How do you get business, or does it find you? Kind of.
It usually finds me majority from I'd say half and half recommendations and other social media.
Yep.
Is pretty much it. A lot of so I do work for developers, and they usually schedule out like a few years out.
Nice. Yeah.
So I got like a couple of those jobs already lined up for October.
Sweet.
And then it's all just sort of scheduled out. And
Well, I mean, you got 30 years on this in this game, right? So there's no shortcuts, right? It's patience.
Patience,
and just
patience. And I'd say I took about 8 years. Granted, I was hitting the yard, still try to do that like once a year at least.
Yeah.
And get a train in. But I took I'd say about 7-8 years off of murals and really just woodshedded in my studios and just like practice technique, color theory, did all this shit on my own. And then just so I could start applying it to, I was trying to develop my style or refine my style. So then once I felt that I was ready, then I just sort of came out and then just sort of attacked it and it's been nonstop since,
Yeah. So that's kind of when you kind of re-honed your skill, learn more, and then for seven years, and then you got into the fine art scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and then I started applying that to murals, and
Love it.
that was wasn't really happening as much out here. So then that's what got me a lot of mural gigs.
Nice.
Just seeing something different than what was around before,
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man.
It is a lot of work, man. It's
and a lot of hard times and hot dog runs from Circle K,
Yeah, up and down.
Being broke, it wasn't easy.
Well, yeah. I mean, this being an artist, an entrepreneur. I mean, it's like for me, it's like watching a telenovela on a roller coaster, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you never know what's around the corner. But for me, I think honestly, it's like knowing and having confidence about your practice, about your portfolio, and being patient and knowing that this universe is great and then there's abundance, and I think for me, anxiety is really easy to feed off of, but you just gotta. For me, I think when I focus on the work, right, when just hitting the walls, hitting like trains, and just doing A for A. It just reinvigorates me. It gives me this energy, and it lets me know that everything's gonna be okay. It's just it's tough, man. I was at a time where you're like, oh shit, how much money you got in the bank, and then the next day you get a fucking phone call, and you're like, this is a huge project. And you're like, oh, thank God, man.
That's how it happens, man. You get that one project, and you got to be ready for it, skill wise, and do good, and then you got a repeat customer. They're like, they want you for the rest of them, and you're just like, oh God, all right. I can pay my rent. I can eat.
Yep.
Do whatever I want for a little bit. But yeah, job security can. It's pretty rough. So you really have to. Like I said, I do the canvas work. I'm able to sell that in galleries or post them online, and people hit me up. They sell right away. So that's good to have in your pocket too.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta ask you this question: the biggest piece you've ever done, ever in your career, and then how long did that take you, and how many square feet was that?
Biggest one I did with a broken arm right here. My arm's still jacked up. It's on 23rd Street in Highland.
Okay.
I think it's 6-7 story. I can't remember, and it's 200 feet wide by 800 feet tall.
Okay.
That was my biggest project to date right now.
Okay. How long did that take you to paint?
About 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
Yeah.
Did you use like airless brush? Like, what did you use?
No, man.
Okay, tell me. Did you roll it out?
It was easy because it was a landscape.
Okay.
It was just like a desert landscape.
Okay,
So
okay.
I just rolled out like the darker blue, the lighter blue of the sky, and then in between those gradients, I had it mapped out to where that's where the clouds were, so the transitions were easy. And then it was just that, and then just spray paint for all the clouds.
Gotcha.
And then all the detail was on the bottom. So once I finished all that, it was pretty quick and easy. So I just
4 weeks every day.
I usually do like 4 or 5 hours a day.
Okay.
And then Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
You
were on a articulating boom lift?
I had a boom lift for that, and like I said, a broken arm. I fell off a scooter.
Yeah.
One of those little goofy electric scooters.
Yeah, man.
I was drunk and just fell off.
And that's the good arm.
And I'm right-handed, yeah. So I was like up on the boom lift.
With a cast on?
I didn't even go to the hospital, dude. I was just like...
Savage.
Broke. I couldn't go to the hospital, I was like... So yeah, I just had it. I just had it all wrapped up myself. And,
okay.
Just did that, yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that was my biggest one to date.
With a broken good arm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Savage, man. See? It ain't easy. It ain't easy, man. I'm telling you. All right, what else do we got?
Talk about process. Get into process.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's great. Okay, so your process. So I know you got, I'm in your studio, I'm looking at, we got animals, we got figuratives, we got like flowers, we got foliage. Kind of tell me how do you get your inspirations for your new series and your upcoming paintings?
So for my canvas work, it varies widely. I do, go straight portraiture, sort of surrealism, double exposure type stuff.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, I like to experiment with color, overlap on each other, and just do a lot of that stuff. So yeah, I'll like paint a canvas, paint over it, and then go again. There's colors under it, or I'll leave a certain part of it still there, and then just sort of work that back in. And it's like a layering process. But for murals, as far as the concepts, clients usually have like something in mind.
Right, like a vision board.
They have, they'll give you like, do your own rendition of what we're telling you, and I'll be like, all right, cool. They'll sometimes give you like a color scheme of like whatever the main colors of their property is. So I'll work those in. Doesn't have to be like overwhelmingly those colors, but
so digitally you have like your digital process to compose those
for murals. I'll do digital drawings. I'll do I got some black butts that I draw most of my figures in.
Okay. Procreate? What do you use?
Procreate.
Okay.
For my mural process.
Dope.
And then design my drawings on my black butt. Photograph those, outline them, and Procreate, and get rid of the original photo, and then just sort of develop it from there.
Dope. And then do you have like a color schematic in mind when you're developing?
I do. Yeah. Usually, I'll already have a visual in my mind of what I want it to look like.
Yeah.
Obviously, that'll get tweaked in the end. Yeah. But I usually have all that sort of laid out. As soon as someone tells me, like, hey, this is the wall right here, I already sort of have, I'm like, oh, this, I'd love to do this, but I'll just have to wait and see what they want. And they'll tell me what they want, and I'll be like, well, here's what I developed from what you told me, and here's something I think would be cool too. I'll always present that, and that usually helps. Or I've gotten several of the jobs. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, no, actually, let's go in this direction."
Yeah, pushing back, man.
Yeah. Instead of them being like, "Oh, we want cactuses and all the typical shit," hummingbirds.
Jesus, I was at I was doing a piece over in Palm Springs for a Western property, man, and they were on the hummingbird, bro. And I said, I had an owl. I had this desert horned owl. Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, hummingbirds were just trending back then. Yeah, I don't know if they still are, but I'm just saying.
I'm just so burnt. I mean, I paint it when people tell me. They're like, no, I want a hummingbird. I'm like, how about this? And they're like, no, hummingbird. It's my favorite bird. I'm like,
yes.
It's so generic and typical.
So what I did is I actually showed the manager and all the people the concept of the owl.
Yeah.
And I told them, here's the hummingbird, but here's the owl. They all wanted the owl. And come to find out that the JW Marriott had a hummingbird, so we fought for the owl. We got the owl instead of the hummingbird. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's awesome.
So, because I was fighting for that, because I built that. The composition was around the owl. Yeah. So I'm like, they wanted the hummingbird, and I was like, ah.
Yeah.
But, that's the one we really fought for, and we got it. So.
I'd say if you go around here, 20. I'd say about 80 to 90% of murals have a fucking hummingbird in them. Yeah. And I was like, when they
any owls? Any owls?
I haven't seen many owls.
Oh man, these desert owls.
I have one friend that I believe he's painted a few owls, but other than that, I haven't seen
desert
any
tortoise,
owls,
like a desert jackrabbit.
No, everyone's on the fucking hummingbirds. Hummingbirds and cactuses and
flowers.
Oh my man,
you can make a little rhyme about that.
Yeah.
Ask about how if he uses technology. You said Procreate, but other tools. Ask about that.
Oh yeah, let's talk about.
And then also, hold on. Also, because of the weather elements here, what do you have to consider when you're putting a mural together? Like from the sun perspective, all of that. Get into that.
Perfect. Okay, so
you understand.
As far as technology, I know you use Procreate, but do you use any other tools like Midjourney or any other things that help you create faster and get that vision out of your mind onto paper faster? Like what do you?
No, other than maybe like photography.
Okay.
So like photograph. Like I've used my nieces several times
as modeling.
As models. My granddaughter, I'll do that stuff.
Yeah.
So that, and as far as that, just Procreate.
Yep.
Really, I'll take it in there, manipulate it, draw with it, draw on top of it, design, and then even though it's a rough drawing, whatever, it's all like collaged together.
Yeah.
I refine it once it's on the wall.
Yeah, totally.
Blend the colors. You see it you see the vision
Yeah.
more alive, you know, coming to life.
And what I love, this is great right here, is the mock-up you show the client, right?
Yeah.
And then when you've done painting it, you should do that last kind of walkthrough, and they just are like, what? This looks better
Yeah.
than it did in the mock-up,
Yeah.
right?
So that's a huge part, because then they're like, you know, you're staring at this mock-up for a while, and it's like, yeah, they approved it already, but you know, if you go straight off that, by the time it comes down to you doing a mural like a year later, it's like, oh, I want to do this, you know, you're bored of that, you want to change it, and I'll always tell them, like, if you don't mind, I'll just, like, it'll be better, it'll be more interesting and more artistic if just let me do my thing, and 99% of the time they're like, have at it, you know?
No, I got you. When you stare at a piece, you're obsessed, right? So you're like, this could be better, right? And so constantly kind of reinventing, remastering, I would say, to make your vision what you want it. Because I do agree, when you start something, especially if it's down, if you schedule the mural like a year out, and you're like, oh, and then you have some kind of vision, and then they allow you to do it.
For sure.
Okay, let's talk about sunproofing over here. Like you got exterior acrylic paint. Like, do you use a UV coat, like clear coat, matte finish? Like, tell me these products you use to sunproof from this desert sun, man.
Yeah, so I do, you know, I try to get like the best house paint possible, you know, for certain colors. I'll try to match them as close as I can to the spray paint.
Yep.
And then I use those, I mean, just those on their own have like a 20 year like lifespan instead of like fucking aerosol and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So do that, and then I try to avoid, like, which is hard, you can't always do it, but you try to avoid like the reds, yellows, oranges, all these colors that fade so fast, you know? Blues, all the primary colors that just fade like ridiculous. But if it's large areas, you know, I'll just, you know, if I could find the color, Rust-Oleum lasts a lot longer. But I do lay on my vibrant colors. I lay them on thick as hell.
Yeah.
But I do, you know, lately I've switched to my last mural I just completed. I did 3 coats of mural shield.
Okay.
So that was my first time on a large scale. That's a south-facing wall. So we'll see how it looks in about a year or after this summer. But I did lay it on like pretty thick, and even everything I painted on it, I didn't just like paint it and fill it in real quick. I like went over it several times. It was just a big pink flower. Yeah. And I just really laid it on in there, you know.
Did you use did you use a finish on did you use the matte finish?
From Mural Shield?
Mural Shield.
It was
it like a satin?
Yeah, no, I believe it was when I went to order it from them, all they had was gloss. I didn't even know they made a matte or satin.
No, I called, so I talked to the owner, and I was telling about mural artists, when you do a finish on a piece, you don't want any reflection, you want light to absorb. So he created this formula, Adam did, for a matte for us. And so because I told him this, if you're doing like Trump Lowell, like I just hate that light refraction. But I mean, if you're like, if there's water in the piece, of course I use that gloss. You know, to get that light, you know, refraction, right? But I think for me, using a matte finish on everything, just because it absorbs light, you don't want to refract light, and that's what I use. And I know like John Pugh and all these other artists use that specific matte finish, so there's no light refraction. You want absorption, because the lighting, it's like that right there. That's like a matte finish. Right? So
like all my studio works, these none of these are varnished, but all my studio works I use matte or satin. You know,
for sure.
I try to rarely use gloss,
unless you're doing like a glass or something. Right. Yeah.
But that mural I did, because I bought 2 gallons here at Ace, and they're the only ones that carried it. And they're like, oh, we don't know when we're gonna order it. That shit's been sitting there for years. So we probably won't even order it again. So then I went to the website and called them, and I was like, well, I have to go with gloss, but when I was ordering it, I didn't see any. I didn't see the. I just really, I guess, it's because I was just looking for exactly the one I had.
Yeah, I got
so
you.
it matched up,
For sure.
And that's what I use. But it came out. It looks great. You know, I mean, there's not much glare. It really brought the colors out. You know, it made it a lot more vibrant.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I know they make a matte, that's great.
Yeah, for sure.
But before that, I was using like Modern Masters.
Yeah.
There's another one that I've used a 5-gallon of. That was given to me by a friend.
Okay.
But I was just literally I was like, I'll try this mural shield and see how this is, you know. And the woman that I did the mural for, she did say, she's like, you know, if it's, so I'll pay for it to get varnished. Let's just see how it looks after this summer.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, yeah, sounds good.
Well, the good thing about that, using that clear coat, you can always, what I love is like, you can always go back like 3 years later. My friend Bob he's a paint chemist. So to rejuvenate that clear coat, you go back like 3, maybe 5 years, and then you just recoat it, and it rejuvenates that clear for longevity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as far as, go ahead.
I was gonna ask a question about, do you have to keep going back to the murals to refine them, or how do they stay? Like,
Let's talk about the color fasting, and then what's your longest mural that's had a nice luscious color, and do you go back and repaint it at all, or you?
No,
okay.
Because they're faded, spray paint. It's hard to match it back up. You gotta sort of redo the whole thing, you know. So I don't really.
Okay.
It's a mural that has very little fading. I would say is I got a piano player that's down off of Roosevelt Row.
Okay.
That one's been there's subtle fading in the flower I painted, but he's holding up really well. And actually, that one I didn't even varnish, and that's been up since 2016 or 17, something like that.
Nice.
And that's a west-facing mural.
Do you remember what paint you used for that?
That was all Montana 94s and hardcores.
Okay.
Yeah, it's before everybody started carrying like the other brands here, you know.
Yeah.
So those were that one still sort of looks pretty good.
Nice.
But there's a few of them that are just like faded, you know, and just like paint chipping, you know.
I got a couple of those too.
It's like, you know, like I'll tell them, you know, like, hey, you know, you want to pay me to varnish it, or are you gonna varnish it? Like, oh, we'll take care of it.
Right.
And they don't, then they'll hit me up like 2 years later, like, because it'll last like a year or two, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dude, it's too late, man. I'm like, I'm not gonna touch that up. They're like, well, we'll pay you. I'm like, well, I gotta repaint the whole thing. Like, these colors aren't gonna match up, you know. And they don't really get that, so it's like it's a lost cause.
All right, so I want to talk about. I know you paint. Like, I think for all of us artists, we paint, we create. But I get like, man, I'll get that creative block, right? And it's like I get kind of burned out. And so what I do is like, I like to do, honestly, like hikes and nature stuff, but also music, man, music.
Yeah.
Like what I love about music is that you can create music. The process of creating music is like, it's like a magnetic field. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just a feeling. Yeah. And tell me, I've noticed in your studio, you got some guitars, you got a bass. Like, tell me about the music part side of you. So I didn't even know.
So my dad, you know, playing the fucking corridos and rancheras as a kid, we all had to learn music, you know. So my dad taught us at an early age. It's my dad's guitar.
Nice.
So we learned all that stuff, and then later on, actually before I started doing graffiti, I was playing in like a punk band. And then
what was the band name called?
Screams of Aggression.
Screams of Aggression.
I was like 15, man.
Yeah.
And then you know, from I was like more on the skateboard scene.
Yep.
And then from there, that's actually where I picked up graffiti, was like through the skate scene. And then before I got into the whole hip hop thing, which was like a few years later.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but yeah, so music's always sort of been there. Like put it on the back burner and do the whole hip hop thing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then start playing music again. Was doing it all at the same time, you know, playing music. If I wasn't playing music on the weekends, I was out in the train yard with my friends. And then just like that, man. It's just like always constantly doing them both, you know.
Right. Mosh pits? How many mosh pits?
Shows, yeah. Man, we were pretty big band when I was a kid, you know.
Yeah,
like,
energy was amazing.
Yeah, I was the youngest kid. Everybody else was like in their 19s, early 20s.
Yeah.
You know, here I was like 14, 15.
Have you stage dived before?
No.
No, okay, I didn't ask that. That's like a dream of mine, man. You know?
Oh man, I was a timid little kid.
I got
dude. I
you.
was scrawny as hell.
Yeah? Okay.
Talk about challenges, struggles.
Oh, yeah.
How
So-
do you deal with it? Do you ever want to quit?
Yeah, what are okay, my challenge is this, okay? Like, we're OGs, right? We've been in this industry you got 30, I've been in it for about almost 20 now. Like, muralismo has exploded, bro. Like, I think people roll out of bed in the morning and they're like, I'm a mural artist. Like, honestly, like in LA, it was like probably a couple handfuls of us back in the day. Now it's a couple hundred, you know?
Yeah.
And kind of so it's very competitive, you know? Yeah. And then, so tell me about that, like, that's, what do you see in that? And where do you see muralismo like headed?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like that here too, you know, where there's just hundreds of younger kids, and I think social media has played a huge part in the influence. You know, people see this.
Yeah.
And, you know, now with the doodle grid, the scribble grid, you know, so everybody does that, but that can only go so far because you still got to know how to apply the paint, work colors together, you know, so you can see some stuff that's proportionally correct, but off color-wise, you know.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So you see a lot of that, but yeah, it's just, it saturates the job market. It's already sort of small.
Yeah.
But in those senses, you just gotta be on top with your concept game, you know, you gotta have great vision, design, you know, the way your composition is huge part, you know. So just like having that can make you stand out from the rest, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Where a lot of the younger generation, they haven't really quite grabbed that, you know. They just like want to do a flower and a butterfly. It's like,
well, yeah, it's like trend setting, not following trends. I don't follow trends. I follow the vision, man. You know?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, I don't, right? Like,
yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right? This is what I want. I don't care. You gotta kind of not listen to the noise and focus on you.
Yeah, your mind. You know? You want to create, you know.
Right.
So yeah,
that's part, like following your intuition and just following your curiosity.
Yeah.
It's constant, right?
Constantly.
I'm like a big ass kid. Like, I'm still a Toys R Us kid. This mind, you know, like developing and learning. Right? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What was there a moment when you wanted to step away from?
Oh yeah, we got a couple more questions, but yeah, I mean, I was there too. Has there been a time or a moment where you were like, done, man, I'm tired, I'm burned out?
You know, yeah, well.
And if there was, how did you like re-energize, reinvigorate?
That's sort of what got me into refining my craft when I took those years off. That was a time where you know, we're just going out to paint. You have rival crews, we pull out guns, start shooting each other, and you're just like caught in the middle of this shit.
Holy shit.
And it just keeps happening. It's like it gets to a point where you're like, dude, I don't want to have nothing to do with this scene, you know, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That was sort of discouraging, and that's sort of when I was like, I'm just gonna refine my craft and just not be in a crew and just fucking paint for myself.
Gotcha.
And then like that. As far as in the past 10 years, I haven't really had anything discouraging.
Okay.
you know, that made me not want to paint. I always want to paint, but it's been I mean, even though it's a struggle, you know, it's like, but yeah, I haven't really had anything that was like discouraging me from painting, you know.
Honest,
It's
man.
almost more
Respect.
like fucking therapy, if anything, you know.
Yeah, cathartic therapy, man.
Yeah.
For real.
So it's been mentally healthy for me.
Is that so? Let me tell you. So, like going to the yard, man. Does that feel good? Is that cathartic? Is that?
Oh God,
Is that just like?
that's
yeah,
just like the best, you know. You're like in there, it's just like
zone?
the sounds of the trains, you know, and just like, or if you're just going up to the layup and just no one around, you're just there, you know, and just painting and never see it again. It's like, it's just great, you know. Although I got, you know, getting chased, and you know, I have family, and it's like last time I got chased, I'm just like, all right, what the fuck am I doing? You know? I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
But then it always sort of calls you back, you know,
Right.
like calls like you driving by and see a train, and you just start the nostalgia, you know, just sort of gets you, and then you're back out there. And
Yeah, I love train. I love. You know what? I love train watching, man. Because you could see everything from every inkling of the city and state, and just that's what I like. The traveling trains of, it's like their galleries. There's like their canvases, and they travel all around the United States, you know.
Yeah,
And we all
for
know,
sure.
to not paint over the numbers.
Don't paint the numbers.
No,
yeah.
paint the numbers, because that shit will get buffed, and they hate that shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do a final question real quick, and this is the question that I always ask is, if I was your younger self, what advice would you give to your younger self as your older self? Like, what advice would you
Start like put in the work and really like study more, a little more, study color theory, composition, anatomy. All of that comes to your benefit when you go to apply it to a mural. You're not painting something that looks off or the colors are off.
Yeah.
Just get that stuff masked, and then by the time you're older, you've been doing it for so long, you're just gonna be a fucking badass at it, you know, and just grow with that instead of like, oh, I don't have time for that. I just want to do this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, just put in, even if it's like 6 months, you know, of just like wood shedding on learning to shed all these colors, you know, this, oh, I like this right here, just do that, you know. Practice more in your backyard, you know, like that was very helpful for me, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah,
Gotcha.
that's probably the most important thing I would say. You know, I wish someone told me when I was younger, you know.
Yeah. All right, now we're doing quick fire questions. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and we'll go from there. All right, favorite color?
Green.
Okay, why?
I don't know. Olive green, to be specific. I'm not sure why. I just attracted to it.
I love it. Favorite artist?
Artist. Oof. Caravaggio, Dali.
Yeah. Favorite art style?
Surrealism.
Okay.
I'd say surrealism, yeah.
Love it. Love it. Favorite place to visit?
New Orleans.
NOLA. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Your favorite place to visit outside of the U.S.?
Outside of the U.S., I guess haven't really left overseas, but I'd say London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then what is your sign?
Aquarius.
All right. And then, of course, your favorite musician?
Charles Mingus.
Okay. And then your favorite music genre?
I'd say psychedelia, jazz, something in there.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. And then favorite art tool?
Spray can.
Spray can. All right. So we got a CMU wall here.
Yeah. So this is my. I'll take if I'm gonna start a mural, I'll come out here and put my colors together of, you know, which colors I want to use for certain stuff. This was for the last project I just finished. And I just write my notes on there to know which colors are going to go better together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just write it in my notebook, and then when I go to buy my colors, I know which ones, how much. I try to not have so much stuff left over.
Yeah.
So that
Minimize
waste. Or,
Yeah.
You know, I got all these things back there, those bins.
Yeah.
That just have so much
paint. I got you.
paint left over.
Yeah,
And
totally.
try to avoid that.
Now, do you take your spray paint swatch and go to get it matched? Do you do that too?
Yeah, I'll you know, like some nice cardstock paper, and then just take them in, get them
Matched.
color matched. They're not always
I know.
as close, but they're close enough.
Right.
You know, I mean,
We can tell because we have the eye, but
yeah,
most people can't. Like 3% color variation.
yeah,
Nobody can really tell.
and you know, there's some places like I think it's done that where you could actually bring in the color code. They'll match it right up. Right,
dope.
exactly. You
Okay,
know?
right on. So when you're doing this, is this all by hand, or you have a natural grid here?
Yeah, so I used this. I used the block as my grid.
Yeah.
So before even like the scribble grid, I would use markers like windows or whatever was on the wall.
Yeah.
Sort of as my guide points, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
And that was like before like taking a picture of the wall, you know. It's like that was another important thing is you still gotta know how to draw, you know.
Yeah, you do.
There's no technology, you're fucked, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of people are trying to bypass the drawing and get right up to the years of experience part. You know, you can't really do that.
Yeah. So those fundamental drawing skills pay off, you know, in the long run.
Yeah.
But also, using the architecture of the building, the windows, the stucco lines.
Yeah.
Everything, like, really.
It helps.
Yeah, it helps.
You know, it helps get everything proportionally, like right size. You know, nothing's off. You know.
Exactly.
So it's just representing, you know, the packing up your. It's like getting rid of all the old historic homes and development. You see the big high-rise development in the background. She just sort of packs it up and goes away, you know, because she can't afford to live there anymore.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the message in that one.
I noticed that they're doing a lot of these. They're tearing down these houses and building these apartment buildings.
Yeah. That whole neighborhood on Roosevelt Row was all historic homes before, you know.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. And then we got a portrait here, a monochromatic.
Yeah. Like I said, none of these are done.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That one's going to get layered over with multiple colors.
Love
so it's just really in the
This is
beginning stages.
the underpainting phase, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is oil acrylic?
That's acrylics, yeah.
Okay.
Most of these are acrylics.
Yeah.
I have like a couple oils back there and
Gotcha.
some rolled up there.
Yeah. And then we got this anatomy of what is it? We got a buck here?
Yeah, just like an elk there, you know, just
Yeah.
walking through the city and just got a little loose on that one, you know,
Love
mentally, and just went in sort of all kinds of directions. And
Yeah. Digging. We
It's
got
just-
jazz, we got the violin. This is the bass.
so violin, yeah.
Violin, okay. I got you. Love it.
Yeah.
And then that's your skull. You actually painted that mural of that too, right?
Yeah. So did a series of those. I think I did about 8 on canvas, then I did about 3 or 4 murals of those. So,
Nice.
yeah.
We got some, and then some train models up here.
Those are trains from old school graffiti. Some of my friends. You got Pezzer, which is Lalokota,
Mm-hmm.
Such.
Such.
The back of that has K1. The other one has, I think it's Vice.
Nice.
They're all old school graph heads.
Yeah, OGs, man.
Too. Go ahead. Here.
All right.
Something.
Yeah, that's my dad's guitar, and that's the type of shit he was showing us when we were kids. You know,
Nice,
It's
man.
Never played that stuff live. It's just
Yeah.
like family functions. Play that.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you on the next one.